It has been revealed that WWE is super rich. Well, we knew that already, so let me rephrase. WWE is richer than ever and is raking in cash like they've never done before. Let's put it in perspective with actual numbers. At WWE's Q1 earnings call, Vince McMahon revealed the facts to shareholders, letting them know how WWE is doing in the first quarter of 2022. Already, WWE has raked in $333.4 million, which is a record increase of 27%. Of that money, $92.4 million was operating income or profit, which also broke the record with an increase of 33%. It can be difficult to understand how it's possible for the company's profits to be this insanely high, and yet the ratings for Raw and Smackdown to be so low each and every week. While they break records in terms of income, they're also breaking records in a negative way through the ratings and reported low attendances at live events. So I thought I'd do some research and break it down and have a look at the ways WWE is making their money, almost in spite of themselves, and breaking those record profits each and every month. For decades, television ratings and pay-per-view buys were the best indicator we could get as to how our favourite wrestling promotion was doing, but now the game has changed completely. The WWE Network immediately changed how we consume pay-per-views, or premium live events as they're now called, back when it was launched in 2014. We went from paying $55 per show to just $9.99 via the network. That was a huge gamble for WWE, and the network was actually only a moderate success, with subscribers hovering around 1.5 million worldwide. However, in the long term, WWE have made the incredibly shrewd move of striking a deal with Peacock, moving all of that WWE Network content and live event access to NBC's platform in the US. Platforms like Peacock are hungry for content, which WWE has absolutely loads of. Thousands of hours of content, in fact. And, of course, WWE has an existing loyal fan base that doesn't need to be converted. The deal with Peacock is worth a reported $1 billion. WWE benefits from Peacock's massive subscriber base too. Peacock currently has a subscriber base of 25 million Americans, providing WWE with more exposure than ever. The deal with Peacock meant that WrestleMania 38 was seen by more fans than any other pay-per-view or premium live event in the history of the business. The genius of the Peacock deal might actually help stabilise WWE's fan base through access to curious new fans and even lapsed fans who can now easily access the product on demand. Let's look at the state of traditional television, your Raw and Smackdown products every week. It's not controversial to say that the 3 hours of Raw every week is borderline unwatchable for fans, and Smackdown is only good to great about 50% of the time, but TV rights is still huge business for WWE. Take a look at the deal made for Smackdown between Fox and WWE. Fox shelled out $1 billion for 5 years of weekly Smackdown episodes, an incredible deal struck back in 2018. But with TV ratings in decline, why did Fox pay so much? Well, television ratings are in decline across the board generally, and that inbuilt loyal fan base that WWE comes with guarantees viewers every week. And that is very, very valuable. WWE provides stability by guaranteeing Friday night programming every single week of the year, and when you break it down, Fox are paying $2 million per hour of content, which in television terms, for episodic television, that's really, really cheap. There is a tendency when we're looking at WWE's business to frame it only in the US domestic market, but we have to remember that it is a product that reaches every corner of the globe, and those television rights are packaged up and sold to television networks around the world. For international broadcasters, the product is valuable due to those same reasons mentioned earlier. The Q1 earnings call mentioned a broadcast partnership with NBC Group, for example. NBC Group is a media company in the Middle East and North Africa, and that deal means that they will air Raw, Smackdown and premium live events, as well as the WWE network. WWE translates incredibly well worldwide without much modification to the product, apart from translations for promos and local commentary. Still looking internationally, WWE's deal with the Saudi Sports Authority is considered morally bankrupt by many onlookers, but the deal is doing anything but bankrupting WWE financially. A 10-year contract is in place for WWE to provide the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia live events each year, each one earning WWE an incredible $50 million apiece. In context, modern WrestleMania events generate about $15 million in ticket sales. If you add up the 7 live events hosted by Saudi Arabia so far, they total more revenue than all of the WrestleMania ticket sales combined in history. The Saudi deal is providing a huge chunk of WWE's operating income every year, blood money or not. WWE has signed a deal with A&E to produce 130 new hours of television content, most likely to be documentaries centered around the business. One area that WWE really excels in is documentary production. You only have to look at the content they produce for Peacock and the WWE network and the content they used to provide for DVD in terms of quality, and you'll see how good they are at producing those programs. The WWE 2K22 video game launched to a massive amount of hype due to a supposedly improved gameplay system and better graphics this year, and it's managed to more than double the launch sales of the previous game. Thanks to the game's huge roster of past and present superstars, it's a product that not only appeals to current WWE fans, but those lapsed fans too, those fans from the past that are eager to relive those moments they remember from years gone by. The game is incredibly deep in that respect, offering hundreds of options in terms of superstars, arenas and moments from the past and present. And of course, WWE still makes tons of money from traditional merchandise, and they definitely know how to stay on trend and ahead of the curve, as it was announced on the Q1 earnings call that they will soon be expanding into the NFT trading card business. Advertising income from social media platforms was also mentioned. WWE has a massive viewer base on YouTube with a whopping 88 million subscribers, and they post several videos a day, and they all generate a ton of cash for the company. So with all of these revenue streams, it's a little bit clearer as to how WWE is making money hand over fist in the modern era. I think it's safe to say that with all of those revenue streams, WWE is going absolutely nowhere for decades to come.